My name is Samantha Holiday. I'll introduce myself in Navajo. Yapta Shea Samantha Holiday and She Izathan Nishle, Betani Bashichin, Todachitni A Dashache, Kintachitni A Dashanella, Akutago Dana San Nishne, Tabi Ndzisgaii A Dan Asha. So I live here in Monument Valley, Utah. I'm the director at the Tabi Ndzisgaii Community Center located here in Monument Valley, Utah. I do a lot of work for the community, providing free resources to people here that is very much needed. The community center was established in the year of 2020 when the pandemic was on the rise with COVID. We had a lot of people here in the community center who suffered through lack of food, lack of water, lack of PPE, all the resources that were lacking in the community. The relief fund was really born out of a GoFundMe effort, and so people all over the world, sponsors, donors, just people who wanted to help community members here on the Navajo reservation donated to our cause so that we were able to collect money that we can use to buy food for people, because there's a lot of people who didn't have access to grocery stores. Grocery stores were running out of food. They couldn't travel far. You would have to travel far off the reservation, more than 2 hours to get to a local grocery store. So we really live in a food desert area. We for as big as the Navajo Nation is, there's only 13 grocery stores. And so getting resources to food was really a huge problem in the area. And we've learned through the pandemic that the conditions, although they were already scarce to begin with, having the COVID pandemic happen to people locally in the area really caused a lot of people to suffer through that hardship. And so the community center was born out of that pandemic. The community center was really an effort to bring resources to the Navajo reservation, to people that live here in the local level area. A lot of our efforts here focus on food security, which is first and foremost. There's also entrepreneurship, youth leadership, and housing. So all of these initiatives really collectively work together to better the people in the area. So community centers really serve as an innovation hub. Like any type of resources that can really attribute to helping people in the area is our main goal. So it really is an effort to be more pandemic proof and to really strive on pushing for resiliency and even helping to fight climate change. I worked for this organization mainly because I believe in the organization's missions and the values that it puts forth, and really because it supports community members here. I was born and raised in Monument Valley on the Navajo reservation, so I know firsthand all of the hardships that you go through. And when the pandemic happened, it really affected me personally in my home, as well as my friends, my families, people that were close to me. Really, it just hit home for me. It was really hard for me to experience that, and then to see other people in my community experience that hardship. So I think that the mission and the focus and the values that this organization has to really help the people is the reason why I joined the organization. You always hear about in the Navajo culture, you hear about ke, which is family. You think of everyone as family. You think of your family as part of your kinship, and you learn that when they teach you the Navajo clans. Like the clan system really talks about caring for others, and community members are like family, and you think of them as family, as friends, and you are always extending that to them. And so the organization is really built upon that, helping others. And that was the reason why I joined the organization. And I do see change. I do see change, and I do see improvements because we're here. That the collective effort that we put together is really helping others that are in need, and then others who are wanting help or wanting to improve, or need resources, that we're here as a support system for them as well. My greatest achievement so far, while working for the organization, is really keeping people informed. So I've made it my personal goal to get people in the community involved with the resources that we provide here for the community center. Since we've opened this community center specifically in 2021, I don't think a lot of people in the area realize that there is a community center here. I don't think that people realize that we can be here for them as a resource. Like, if it in most of it is all encompassing. Like, we want to make sure that we are listening to the people, that we are really responding to the feedback that we're getting. And so when I started the workshops, more of the initiative that is happening here with cultural preservation, food sovereignty, language revitalization, is really been prominent. The workshops that I've started, we see a lot more people coming in, and when they attend these workshops, it's also promoting our community center. It's also letting people know, like, we don't just have these workshops available for you. We're not just here to inform you, but know that we're here as an innovation hub. Like, we are here to help you with whatever needs that you need to improve on your conditions living on the Navajo reservation. Our mission and our goal here at the community center is really putting forth a collective effort. And within that collective effort, like, we want to put forth our cultural values as Dene people and our teachings, and we want to practice those teachings to rebuild on our communities, to revitalize those teachings as well. So in doing so, the community center here that we've established, we have different aspects of it. Starting with the business center. The business center provides for Wi-Fi access through Starlink. A lot of people here on the reservation, they don't have electricity or running water, and they don't have access to internet. So we provide that for them. We have a business center that helps with a lot of small business needs. Like, we have faxing, we have scanning, we have computer capabilities, and then we also offer workshops to help people to be more computer literate. We also have a library, a small library, and we're collecting a lot of Native American authored books, and we're really trying to get more programs out there to get the youth involved with our library, as well as classrooms. If need be, we also have conference rooms for people who want an area for meetings, because there isn't really a place here locally where you can meet up and have meetings. We also have an arts and craft room where I mentioned before we do a lot of workshops. We do workshops where we have local knowledge keepers come into the area and teach a class. They teach anything from cultural values to language, working with the youth. There's leadership programs. We're incorporating more sports into our leadership programs. And we also develop partnerships with local high schools. We have a high school here. We have an elementary school here in Monument Valley. So developing those partnerships with them is very important. Very important. And we also have just an area where people can meet, because there's not a lot of spaces, not a lot of building or establishments here in Monument Valley. So providing that space for them really has a chance for people to come and gather and to share information, to really spread the knowledge about community and bringing that sense of community here to Monument Valley. And we also have a hoop house, which is it's like a greenhouse, and we are building raised garden beds there. We are trying to recultivate our traditional practices in gardening. So that also coincides with the food sovereignty program. So we have youth in the area. We have people who really want to learn more about gardening in workshops. We have them meet there at the Hoop House area, and it's been proven to be successful. So if you have any questions, I'm here at the community center. I have a few staff members that work here as well, and they really help in getting the community center together. They help every day in helping people who are vulnerable to living the conditions here on the reservation, and hopefully it becomes more and more successful, and people know that we're here, and they show up more and more.